I was originally going to make a simple condolences post, but I wanted to fully realize the impact and gravity of this. So I'm going to start off with Gwen Stacy's high school graduation speech from the movie The Amazing Spider-Man 2, that I thought was beautifully presented as a metaphor for not only graduating, but also for closing chapters of our lives. I know we all think we're immortal. We're supposed to feel that way. We're graduating. But like our brief 4 years of high school, what makes life valuable is that it doesn't last forever. What makes it precious is that it ends. I know that now more than ever. And I say that today of all days to tell you that time is luck. So don't go wasting it living someone else's life. Fight for what matters to you. And even if we fall short, what better way is there to live? It's easy to feel hopeful on a day like today. But there will be dark days ahead of us too. There will be days where you will feel all alone, and that's when hope is needed most. Keep it alive. We have to be greater than what we suffer. My wish for you is to become hope. People need that. And even if we fail, what better way is there to live? And as we look around at the people who helped make us who we are, I know it feels like we're saying goodbye, but we will carry a piece of each other into everything we do next, to remind us of who we are and of who we're meant to be. So that's the speech. And it was a speech that really resonated with me in regards to the battle between the light and the dark, the battle for beginning life as an adult, or even the battle for just overcoming sadness, grief, or loss. And at a time like this, the loss was clear when I learned about the passing of Chadwick Boseman. Now, full disclaimer, most of the work I've seen him in has been from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but his talent transcended beyond that. And not only was he a fighter in peace, justice, and change in his films and TV shows, he did so many of this in his real-life actions, like helping those in need, visiting pediatric cancer patients, and much more. And now when I first learned about his death Friday night, my heart was racing, and it was a gut punch of rather overwhelming grief that caught me by storm, because I couldn't believe another talented face left the earth too soon. And this year has been nothing short of eventful, but also nothing short of a challenge. It brings a whole new one at that, and new questions upon each of us. Like, who will we become after a chapter of a legacy has been closed? And how will we continue the next chapter? And I know this greatly impacts those who directly were in contact with Chadwick, whether those in the film industry or not, and the future is a bit uncertain on a few major projects, but the fact that he gave his all these past 4 years, knowing full well the severity of his diagnosis, it is a testament to the idea that we all have the ability to persevere. We all can take a few steps at a time to realize our better selves and own it. And after seeing Black Panther, I remember cheering for Chadwick Boseman as soon as he made his entrance in Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. And as much as the film's strength is in its dialogue, it's also in the strength of the character and the actor who deliver them. The wisdom in those memories and those commentaries made an impact, and I hope it continues to make an impact on future projects. To perhaps recognize life's too short to not at least realize and acknowledge we're all humans. We're all mortal beings. We all make mistakes, but we all can at least try to make our days better for ourselves and others. So with that kind of impact, I like to put in another film quote from The Hunger Games: Catching Fire, and that is, our lives aren't just measured in the number of years. They're measured in the people we touch around us. Mr. Boseman, you clearly did that for many of us, and for that I thank you for entertaining us, inspiring us, and thank you for the youthful energy you brought to your on-screen presence. You gave it your all, and you will not be forgotten. And to the close family, friends, and colleagues of Chadwick Boseman, my sincerest condolences for this immense loss. His passing has clearly left a void in many of us, but his legacy will live on. To tie in the end of that first speech, as long as there are those who carry his positive ideals and actions, From what we fans or what close family have seen, Chadwick Boseman will live on in our hearts and minds. And from a fan, myself, to everyone, thank you, and rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman.